Confidentiality.
Hey guys, Hacker's Flight here, back again with another video, and today we have a kind of a theory type of video, but it's very important that you guys grasp this, and that is the CIA of security. And you might be asking yourself, well, why do we need to know this? Well, the reason for this is if you're a hacker of any type, a black hat, a white hat, a gray hat, these 3 pillars or 5 pillars in total all come into play because they all deal with the security of the data. So let's get started. Alright, so any data of value on your network, no matter the size of your network, will depend on these pillars of security. Alright, so the first 3, which are the most important, and that's why we give it the CIA abbreviation, is confidentiality, number 1. So that means that there should be no unauthorized access to the data or information on a network. Alright, so from a black hat perspective, you're trying to attack the network to gain unauthorized access. From white hat perspective, you're trying to defend these attacks. So I hope you're getting that these work on both spectrums or both sides of the page. Now, as confidentiality deals with the privacy and secrecy, and I'll look at examples as to how these apply not only on different networks, but also on your day-to-day lives. Number 2 is integrity. No unauthorized change to the data or information. So this is to deal with validity and the fact that no modifications should be made to data on a network or any type of data. Alright. The third one is availability. So the CIA trio is now being complete. So you have confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Availability is simply making sure that authorized users or valid users can get the data or information that they require without any problems. Okay, now let's look at the other 2, which are non-repudiation and accountability. These come really into place when dealing with systems and networks. Okay, so non-repudiation, this means that you cannot deny authorship or an action. Alright, now I'll explain how these come into play as we look at the examples. When it comes down to accountability, that's very simple. All actions have to be accountable. Now, the CIA are very important, as I said, on both spectrums. Whether you're an offensive or you're attacking a network or you're defending a network, they all come into play. Let's look at some examples. Alright, so for confidentiality, let's look at social media accounts. Alright, so let's say you have a social media account. Let's go with Facebook. Facebook is going to try and make sure that your data or your profile or your account in general is confidential and no one can attack it. That's why they have a username and password combination. In addition to that, you have 2-factor authentication. I believe you do with Twitter and Instagram and all of these social accounts. So from a defensive standpoint, Facebook or Twitter or Instagram have put in procedures to make sure that your confidentiality is preserved and you have secrecy or privacy. Okay. From an attacker's point of view, you're trying to break into the accounts, and there are many different ways you can try and break into the accounts with social engineering, brute forcing. There are a lot of ways or techniques you can use to your advantage. Now let's talk about integrity. Now the most common examples of this are server-side attacks, and for example you have attacks where on elections, for example, where the values are modified, or on a smaller scale you'll see that the integrity of data is at risk when, for example, in universities, when students try and hack the system to change their grades. That is an example of server-side attacks, and these all have to do with integrity, because integrity is about making sure that no unauthorized changes are made to the data. So from white hat perspective, you're trying to secure the system and to maintain the integrity of the data. How do you do this? For example, encrypting data, password protecting. And from a black hat perspective, you're trying to hack and you're trying to make changes. And as I said, these are done with server-side attacks. Now let's look at availability. Availability, very common. You have denial of service. So DOS and DDoS, this is just making sure, from a black hat perspective, they are trying to make sure that you don't have access to a website or a service. From a white hat perspective, very hard to defend, but you're seeing now that there are more new services and techniques that have come up to prevent denial of service attacks. Now, in terms of non-repudiation, let's say you're on Facebook, okay, and you like someone's picture, that is a way of non-repudiation, meaning Facebook know that you did that and you cannot deny it because you did it. Okay, when it comes down to accountability, also you can look at Facebook has logs. All right, it has a log of all the pictures you've ever liked, whether you unliked them, you liked them. So it holds that information and it makes sure that you're accountable. Let's say you went and clicked on someone's picture and you wrote a nasty comment and got rid of it. That also are into logs, and that makes sure that you are accountable for every action that you've made. So those are the pillars of security, and these come into place a lot in ethical hacking, as you've just seen. So that's basically it for this video, guys. I hope you found value in this video. If you did, please leave a like down below. If you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, let me know in the comment section. If you want to contact me, you can hit me up on my social networks. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And if you have any personal questions, you can hit me up on Kick. In addition, I've set up a blog with a lot of resources that you can use. I have ebooks, there are different blog posts, and really a lot of information that you can get your hands on there. In addition, I know I've added a lot of networks in which you can contact me. I've created a Discord server. The link will also be in the description section for you to check out. You can go in and join, and yeah, that's basically it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.